This one's going to be a quickie because it's actually easier than anyone thinks. Rest days, rest periods, we're doing them all wrong. We're doing rest days and rest periods in between sets like we're trying to run a race, like we're trying to get back to exercise, and we're trying to jump into the car in 5 minutes, and we're rushing to get exercise done. A lot of people believe that you need to be in the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week. And the fact of the matter is you do not. You do not need to. You can if you want to, but you're going to have to do a whole lot more recovery outside of the gym to be able to sustain that for a long period of time, or you're going to have to be on exogenous hormones, meaning hormones that are outside of the body that you're injecting in the body to make sure that your output is where you want it to be to sustain that level of activity. Think Liver King. Or think anyone that's a famous fitness influencer that has a massive following that is shredded year-round with veins from head to toe. There's very few people that are sub 10% body fat for their whole life and also jacked out of their mind like Ronnie Coleman that aren't on something. So is it bad to be on something? No, ma'am. No, sir. It's not. You know, accept the risk as it comes. Get monitored by a doctor. Get your blood work done. Look at that. But for all of us that don't have thousands of dollars a month to be injecting ourselves with things, and also don't have, tens of thousands of dollars a month for a recovery setup to the likes of Cam Hanes or Joe Rogan, we've got to be intentional about what we're doing with rest days and our rest periods in between exercises. So my recommendation for our clients, what has worked for me, what has worked for our clients, what has worked for people that are looking for fat loss and muscle gain is really kind of two things. One, you need 3 days a week. You legitimately need 3 days a week where you're intentionally pushing RPE 7, 8, 9, meaning rate of perceived exertion, 1 to 10. Think about this logically for a second. You should be at a very high difficulty, but not to failure every single set, realistically. Now, can you go more volume? Can you go harder exercises, harder weights, less rest, etc.? You can, right? There's too much nuance to just give a sweeping recommendation to like everyone needs to fit into this area for training. But for the average person, the novice lifter, someone that's trying to just have a lifestyle, a lifestyle change, you need 15 to 20 sets per week of optimal load that puts you in a place where, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 of how difficult it is each set, you're at about a 7, 8, 9. Okay? If you can be there and you can work out 3 times a week and forego the other 4 days, just get some steps and make sure that you're sleeping right, getting your water, and eating some whole foods, you're going to be better off than most people. So that brings me to kind of point number 2, and we're going to end here in just a minute. Outside of your amount of volume that you're doing inside of the gym and the recovery days that you need, we're also going to look at rest periods. So like if your goal is hypertrophy or your goal is strength, you need longer rest periods. Most of us rest. Most of us are cardio bunnies like we're in Orange Theory, and we rest 30 to 60 seconds. Legitimately, if you want the best output, right, strength and size, you're looking at resting between 2 and 5 minutes between sets for your primary list. It doesn't mean that everything is resting that long. It does mean that you're in a position where you are resting that long, though, for your primary movements, which is usually going to be like 1 to 2, maybe 3 movements at the top of the set, at the top of the session. It's not everything, but it surely is not nothing. And so if you're in a position where you're like, James, I'm not progressing and I'm working out 7 days a week, probably slow down, get a few more days of rest, but active recovery. Go play basketball, go play soccer, go walk, go hike, go ruck, go run, go have some sex with your partner. Don't worry about doing heavy lifting 7 days in a row. You're going to get better results unless you're taking a ton of stuff by making sure that you dial in the basics, the sleep, the hydration, the food, and the active recovery, making sure you're doing mobility work. You don't need to go 7 days a week. And also in your exercises, slow the hell down. If you're in a CrossFit class, you have like 10 to 20 minutes at the beginning of the class to get strength work. Okay, you shouldn't be trying to rack 400 reps in that strength work. Legitimately, probably what you'll be doing is working up to a heavy 3 or a heavy 5 or a heavy 2 or a heavy 1. And if you're in class, you have 20 minutes to do that. So get 3 or 4 working sets at very heavy load for you on the day. Make sure you're mobile and you're moving, but just do some volume that makes sense for you. Realistically, we're looking for 15 to 20 sets across the week per muscle group. That can be in compound movements, isolated movements, what have you. But you need more rest. We need more rest in between our sets, and we need more rest days from the gym. Doesn't mean you can't go more, right? Do what you want. It's your own adventure. Write it how you want. But for most people that come to me, they're working out too much. They're doing too much cardio, right? They're not doing enough. They're not doing enough eating, right? They're not doing enough protein tracking. They're not doing enough walking, right? We're sitting too much, and we're in the gym because we feel guilty if we're not there. Don't let anyone sell you that you need to be in the gym 7 days a week. You don't. And in fact, if you can't find a situation where you can be in the gym 3 to 4 days a week and still get the same results that you could at 7, or the same results that you're looking for at 7, there's something wrong. Don't let anyone sell that to you, because if that was the case and that was where you're going to live, you're probably in the wrong industry. Hope that helps. It'll be easy. Talk soon.